It's 7:42 a.m. You're on a bus with unstable 4G, and you tap a news link. The moment you do, your phone stops working for you. It starts working for a secret auctioneer, and your attention is what's for sale. And this all happens in less time than a single eye blink. While the page stutters and freezes, a furious 200 millisecond auction just decided who gets a piece of you. This happens on almost every site you visit. And it's the real reason your internet feels so slow. Behind that blank white rectangle where an article should be, your phone isn't just waiting, it's in a fight for its life. Dozens of calls are fired off in the background. A timed auction begins. 200 milliseconds. The page literally cannot load until the money comes in. And you are the one who pays the price. Let's run the damage report. A typical ad-heavy page hammers the network with 30 to 150 requests to parties you've never heard of. That pulls down anywhere from half a megabyte to 3 megabytes of data you never asked for. That translates into 300 to 800 milliseconds of pure, deadweight loading time. You read the news every single day for a month? Congratulations. You just spent hours of your life stolen by loading bars. And we haven't even talked about the hit on your battery that you feel before lunch. The stakes feel small, but they are relentless and they compound. The minute you lose before your train stop. The homework page freezing right in the middle of a quiz. Your data plan being devoured by these invisible auctions. It's real time and real money you can feel, even if you can't see the marketplace causing the damage. So, how does this insane machine actually work? Let's map out the invisible system that just hijacked your phone. Your browser starts to load the page. But almost instantly, a secret program called a header bidding wrapper wakes up. Think of this wrapper as a hyper-caffeinated auctioneer. Its job is to invite a stampede of ad buyers to bid on you, all at the exact same time. On one side, you have supply-side platforms, or SSPs. These are the publisher's brokers, they run the auction. On the other, you have demand-side platforms, or DSPs. These are the advertiser's robots. They look at you, decide what you're worth in an instant, and fire back a price. All your data, your location, your screen size, ads you've seen before, it all gets packaged up. The winning ad gets fetched, trackers record everything, and only then, after the money is settled, is your page allowed to finish loading. Let's put this into fast motion. T0, the page's code arrives. The wrapper instantly opens connections to 15 different ad partners. T plus 50 milliseconds, your browser sends out the bid requests. This is a shipping manifest for your attention. What page? What device? What location? T plus 180 milliseconds, the advertiser's robots analyze you. They check their budgets. They make a bid. T plus 200 milliseconds, time's up. The wrapper picks a winner. Any bids that came in a fraction of a second too late? Dropped. Or worse, on some sites, they are still considered, slowing you down even more. The ad finally renders. The page finally resumes. All of that in a literal eye blink. So what makes this system so fragile? It comes down to 4 forces of physics. First, the budget. The auction timeout is set to around 200 milliseconds. But greedy sites stretch it to over a second, chasing every last penny. Anything late either blocks your page or dies unused. Second, the network. On mobile, just one round trip to a server can take over 100 milliseconds. Every extra ad partner adds another tiny tax of connection time. Third, the CPU. This entire auction runs on the same engine your browser needs to actually draw the text on your screen. They are in a direct fight for resources. And finally, the weight. All this ad technology can add up to 3 megabytes to a single page load. It is digital insanity. After auditing hundreds of sites, we see the exact same patterns. For every single header bidding partner a site adds, it injects up to 100 milliseconds of delay. So what about the websites that enforce a tight, 200 millisecond timeout? They might lose a tiny fraction of ad revenue, but they slash the visible delay for you, the user, by a huge margin. Often, the winning ad and its army of trackers cost just as much time as the auction itself. The result? Your content takes forever to appear, and when you finally tap the screen, there's a sickening lag. On a mid-range phone, that input delay can easily spike past 200 milliseconds, the official threshold for a bad user experience. So, where does this system shatter in the real world? First, wrapper sprawl. Sites don't just run one auction, they stack multiple auctions one after the other, each one adding another chance to fail. Second, timeout gaming. Ad vendors BG for longer timeouts to capture more demand. You pay for that with your time. Third, main thread contention. The auction and the page are literally in a fistfight over your phone's processor. And finally, bloat. Heavy video ads and tracking scripts keep loading long after the auction is over, making the whole page feel jerky, unstable, and broken. All of this is happening, multiplying, with zero value to you. But if it's so terrible, why does this broken system still exist? The incentives are completely out of whack. For a publisher, the ad revenue is a number on a dashboard they see every single day. A user getting frustrated and leaving forever? That's way harder to measure. They're optimizing for cents per thousand impressions, not for your loyalty. So, what's the one single change that could actually fix this? Here's the leverage point. It's one policy package: enforce a hard, non-negotiable auction deadline of 200 milliseconds or less, running on a server, not your phone. Cap the ad partners at 5. Discard every single late bid, no exceptions. And pair this with a creative weight budget. The ad itself cannot be more than 150 kilobytes. You do that? You get faster loading, steadier interactions, stable revenue, and users who don't rage quit your site. Let's run a disaster scenario you've probably lived through this morning. Mid-range Android, spotty 4G, morning commute. You tap. Your phone tries to connect to 8 different ad partners. That's 250 milliseconds gone before a single bid even leaves your device. At 350 milliseconds, a 600 kilobyte video ad starts loading, and the entire page layout violently shifts. You try to scroll, but the phone is busy. Your input is delayed by 220 milliseconds. At 600 milliseconds, verification scripts fire off to check if the ad is viewable, another 100 kilobytes of junk. Your battery percentage drops. The train enters a tunnel. The article finally stabilizes at 1.4 seconds. Your quiet minute of reading is gone. Traded for an auction you never agreed to. So what can you do about it? Here is your 5-minute playbook to take back control. Drill 1. On a computer, open your browser's developer tools, go to the network tab, and reload a slow news site. Count the third-party domains. That number, that is your ad tax. Drill 2. Turn on your browser's enhanced tracking protection and reload. Watch how that request count plummets. Drill 3. For articles, just use reader mode. The difference in battery drain over a single commute is real. These small choices add up to real minutes back in your day. Now, if you run a site, here's how you fix this. Move your bidding server side. Keep 5 partners or less. Timeout is 200 milliseconds, period. Late bids get dropped. Lazy load all ads that aren't on the screen. And for the love of your users, enforce a creative budget, 150 kilobytes, initial load. Track the right metric, not just revenue per impression, but revenue per session. Keep users happy, and the money follows. And if you buy ads? Demand clean supply. Refuse to buy inventory from sites that ship digital garbage to your audience. Pay for context and real viewable time, not surveillance. Your customers will thank you for it. The verdict is clear. The system is broken. The points of failure are processor contention, partner sprawl, long timeouts, and creative bloat. But the fixes are just as clear: server-side bidding with a hard 200 millisecond deadline, a cap on partners, strict creative budgets, and KPIs tied to user experience, not just empty impressions. Here is your testable takeaway. Tonight, load a news article twice. Once normally, once in reader mode. Time the difference. That is the time you are getting back. For businesses, run a 1-week A/B test. 50% of traffic gets the optimized 200 millisecond setup. Measure user abandonment and revenue per session. The data will speak for itself. So that was the hidden world of the 200 millisecond auction. But it's not the only invisible system we're putting on trial. In our next investigation, we stress test tap to pay, from your phone's ping to the bank's authorization in 300 milliseconds. What fails when the network, or the tokenization service, hiccups? It gets ugly. So, if deep diving into the hidden systems that secretly run your life is your kind of thing, you're definitely going to want to see the audit we did on the tech behind instant deliveries. That video is right there on your screen now. And now I have to ask you, after seeing all this, what infuriates you more? The wasted time you spend staring at a slow-loading page, or the secret auction that sold your attention in the first place? Let me know your honest take in the comments below. And finally, we drop an audit like this every single day. If you want to understand the invisible mechanics that control your world, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. You don't want to miss what we uncover tomorrow.